What's going on? It's Groove back with another book review, and today we're going over Bitcoin. At the time of this recording, what are we in? May 2024? I think Bitcoin is hovering around $60,000. There's a lot of people that still have doubts about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's 15 years in, still see posts people saying it's going to zero, it's going to zero, it's going to zero, and it just keeps on, even though it does have volatile drops, it just keeps on going up and up and up. Besides the fact that a lot of people still think it's going to zero, there's a lot of people that have no idea like what Bitcoin is or what it's about or, how it came about. I was talking to my mom the other day about Bitcoin and she kind of got it, but at the same time, she was just kind of like, meh, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that big of a deal. If you want to know about Bitcoin, this is the only book you need to read. Now, I've got a few books here that go over Bitcoin and they pretty much all talk about the same thing, but they attack it from different angles. If you just want to get one book to learn about Bitcoin, this Bitcoin Standard is pretty much the only one you need to read. And then after that, if you want to go in further, you can get these other books. Understanding Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin? Well, in order to understand Bitcoin, you're going to have to understand the history of money. Bitcoin is only about the last third of this book. The first 2/3 of this book is understanding the history of money and why we've come to the spot that we're at right now. Why money in the first place? Roman soldiers used to get paid in salt. Now, can you imagine going outside and working your job and getting getting paid in a bag of salt today? You'd be like, what the heck? No, I'm not taking this. But to understand, what money is, it's a means of exchange. If I have bananas and you have apples, and I want your apples, but you don't want my bananas, well, now we have a problem. Now I have to go find somebody who wants my bananas to trade for something that you want, and it just gets messy. And so we need a means of exchange, and this is where money comes into it. But money throughout the history has been many different things. It's been seashells, it's been pearls, it's been, physical material like copper, and then it went to silver, and then we went on a gold standard, and now we just live off of a fiat standard, which is just paper. So after he goes over the history of money and the actual point of money, then it goes into the fiat system that we live under today. People really don't even think about it, but it's not really good. The government went completely off of the gold standard in 1971, and now we are literally just on a complete fiat standard, which the money, the currency that we get today is literally backed by nothing other than the faith of it, which is kind of weird. And it's never been like that. It's always been backed by something, whether it be gold or silver. But today it's literally just paper in the belief. And that means that governments can pretty much just print it up and make as much as they want. That is not good. And nobody ever questions that about why governments print up money, what that means, what inflation is, what debasement of currency is, why we have to pay taxes, which is pretty, it's wild that we never think about that and we just go along with this system as if everything's just fine. And then, we're constantly complaining about why groceries cost so much, why gas costs so much, why the price of houses are going up. And we've kind of got it backwards, with this system that we live under. And when you understand this system, this fiat system that we live under, it really makes you scratch your head and you're like, what the heck are we doing? When you understand the price of houses, like my house, for instance, I got this house in 2019 and it cost me $200,000. And here we are in 2024, and I think it's worth like $330,000, $340,000. And it's like, well, I didn't do anything to the house. The house didn't get better. It's still the same house, but why does it cost more? And when houses go up in value, normally everybody's like, yay, yay. You know what I'm saying? Like, my house is worth more now. But it's not the fact that the house is worth more. It's like your money has gone down. Your money has been debased. Your money is slowly melting away. And so the house isn't better. You just need more dollars to buy the same house now. And, nobody ever looks at it that way. And the same thing with cars. A basic car 10, 15 years ago used to cost $20,000, $30,000, and now it's $50,000, $60,000 for the base car. And it's not that cars have gotten better. It's because the dollars have gotten worse. Your currency has gotten worse. So now you need more dollars to buy the same car. When it comes to like manufacturing, we've gotten better. Things should come down in price. Like, it doesn't cost that much to make a car. These factories, they pump them out really quickly. We've gotten better at manufacturing cars. We've gotten better at manufacturing food. We've gotten better at throwing up houses and building houses, but the price of them just keeps going up. And that's because of this system that we live under right now. It's really backwards and nobody ever questions it. And he really goes over that in this book. The system we live under is backwards, but it's done like that on purpose because it allows the government to control the money. It allows the Federal Reserve to control the money, and so they can use it as they see fit. And so it goes into Bitcoin and understanding, what Bitcoin is, why it was created, why it's different than every other altcoin. And going onto a Bitcoin standard would literally change the world. It would literally change civilization. And that's normally what people don't really think when it comes to money. When it comes to money, we just think, we get $1 and we spend $1 and I can go get a new car, or I can go get some toys or take a trip. Living under this current system that we're under right now, it literally changes your mindset. It changes the way you think. It changes the way you think about other people and business and work. And it's kind of like everybody's out for themselves. And going under a Bitcoin standard with a fixed supply of money would literally change that. And, the price of things would drop. People would be more kind and charitable because people would be doing actual beneficial work to society instead of just, doing whatever makes the most dollars. It would change how you raise a family. Right now, most people don't even want to have kids because it just costs too much. And every year, the price of things just keep going up as your dollar is literally going down because of inflation. And that really changes people's mindsets. Again, they don't even want to have families anymore. All of this is due to the current system that we live under, which is the fiat system, and nobody talks about it or thinks about it. And it's funny because, anytime you watch the news or listen to a politician, talk about the money, it's always somebody else's fault. It's always, because of war or because of inflation, or the Federal Reserve keeps talking about we need people to lose jobs and we need to raise the prices and that'll fix the system. But it's literally them controlling the money and printing it up and doing whatever they want with it. It's literally making everything worse for everybody. It's literally just the printing of money. It's nothing else. It's not, some other country doing whatever. It's not, the job market, or we need people to lose jobs, or this or that. And, all of these different measurements that they look at, the CPI data, the PPI data, it's literally the printing of money is making everything worse for everybody. And they won't stop it. Bitcoin literally fixes that. Or so, he goes over and tells why Bitcoin would fix that and what would happen if we went under a Bitcoin standard. And then the last portion of this book, he answers questions about Bitcoin and about, different things about it, like what hashing is, what the blockchain is, can Bitcoin be hacked, can it be destroyed, can countries ban it? He really attacks this thing at a whole holistic standpoint. And again, if you've never read anything about Bitcoin, or you don't understand it, or you may see wild things on the internet about it and people thinking it's like every other cryptocurrency, which it's not. This thing is nothing like any other altcoin, whatever, Ethereum, Solana, Doge. It's this thing is not even in the same circle. It's not even in the same talk. You're comparing apples to oranges when you're talking about Bitcoin compared to these other altcoins. If you don't know where to start when it comes to Bitcoin, you definitely need to check out this book. Once you get an understanding about the history of money and understanding where we are, how we got to where we are right now, this thing will literally change your mind and your perspective on Bitcoin. And you may not, run out and go put everything into Bitcoin, but you'll at least get a proper understanding about why it was created, what it is, and what it's supposed to do for society and humanity. So that's pretty much it for this one. Hit a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.